but you haven't got it. They have a Bible called the Red Letter Bible. You can buy it, expensive, Red Letter Bible. That Red Letter Bible means everything that Jesus is supposed to have spoken. Those words are in red. And you'll find that 90% of that Bible is black. 90% of that New Testament, those 27 books, is black. Not even a red dot. 90%. So that is what they're telling us, that 90% is not even, from their point of view, is not even the word of Jesus. So what we say is that the wahi given to them we accept, but they haven't got it. It's all written by man. Then there are other types of evidence in the Bible, which no decent man can read to his mother, or wife, or sister, or daughter. And I'm conducting classes. I say, just to a select group of 30, 30, 30.
And I show you, arm you, that there are things here that when you make that Christian to read, when he visits your house, I said, open up for him Genesis chapter 19, verse 30, and give it to him. This missionaries, when they come to your house, say, Guru, read this. And you watch him. He's going to scan the words. And he smells a rat, and he won't read it. He wants to change the subject. You know, what your husband does.
You know, what's the price of onions? I said, look, I want you to read this. If he doesn't, I said, you read it. After reading it, ask him, what is the moral of this? Filthy, dirty stories. And again, another one. Incest. Father committing incest with his daughters. Son with his mother. Father-in-law with his daughter-in-law. Brother raping sister. And one of the sons of Thowheedh, he rapes his mother's own son. He rapes them both all here in this book of God. But now we don't know, so they're pushing it down your throat. They're pushing this book down your throat because you don't know what you're bargaining for. But once you know, then it's another. Guru, come, read this now. You tell me. Do you read this to your mother? Can you read this to your sister? Can you read this to your daughter? And even to your fiancée, if she is a good lady, you can't read it to her. So you must be armed. We must be armed. But otherwise, about 6, 7, 8 masjids have delivered talks. And every masjid I'm asking the question, is there a single Muslim whose door has not been knocked by a Christian yet? Put up your hand. First masjid, not one. Second masjid, not one. Third masjid, not one. Fourth masjid, not one. Fifth one guy put up his hand, one old man. I didn't know whether he understood my question, but I didn't have to ask him whether he's lived in an ivory tower, out of reach from all the... But one. Then, yesterday or so, I met another man, another old man. But 100% everybody's door is being knocked. I say, is that the role Islam offers for us? That we become a doormat for people, doormat, who they come to wipe their feet upon us, who use us as a punching bag. Practice. This is not the role. Allah says, He's given you a role, that is to master, overcome and supersede them all. And enough is Allah is a witness to this fact. He said that He's going to make His deen to prevail, with you or without you. But it's a privilege Allah has given you, that we can share His deen, do the works of the prophets of God, and earn the prophet's reward, if we will take it. But we have to be armed. In this environment, ocean of Christianity, this is an ocean of Christianity, and they are making a concerted effort to see that they change us. If not we, our children. But now we have to turn the tables. And the only way we can turn the tables is arm yourself. Get these little booklets, master a verse and talk. Master a verse and talk. Your neighbors. I'm not talking about the professionals. The professionals, there's a special treatment for them. But the ordinary person, show them the Quran, read these little booklets of mine, and share with them. Inshallah, you'll be able to do the job. We need you, my sisters. We need you. The Muslims so far have been fighting with one hand. The Christian is fighting with both. Men and women come and knock at your door. They're both working, husband and wife, they're working. We are only the man who's working, if at all. So it's about time that my sisters also got involved. Yes, my sister.
My question is, it's obvious that the New World Order is anti-Islamic and the target is the Muslim world. Why are the Muslims so passive about it? Why aren't they doing anything about it? And they're like rabbits in front of being immobilized by a light. What's happening to the Muslims?
It is my sad. It's very sad. It is very sad. You see, we have stopped doing the job of dawah for 1,000 years. We haven't done it. Initially, the Muslims came out from the desert fastness. They went to do business with our people in India. And our people, my people, came into contact with them, said these Arabs are good people. We also like to be one of you. So it's very easy. Give the hand. So we gave the hand, our fathers, my grandfathers. This is a la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. We did it. They said, now from now on you're a Muslim. You must, don't eat the pig, don't eat dead animals, don't eat blood, don't drink alcohol, whatever the Sunnah says. Make salat, so make wudu like this. So we joined. They went to Malaysia, same thing. They went to Indonesia, same thing. East Africa, West Africa. The Arab trader, he converted the people. He didn't go out matching his wits against the Hindus, my people, or against the Buddhists. The Indonesians were Buddhists before. They didn't go around teaching them, so look, this Buddha is not a god, and they just say good behavior, it attracted the people. But now today, people are brainwashed. You see, the people are brainwashed, so now you have to talk. You have to learn to talk, but you haven't done talking for 1,000 years. We went and conquered Spain. 800 years. 800 years the Muslims ruled Spain. And in 800 years, eventually when we were kicked out, there was not one man left in that country to give their side. Why? We didn't do the job. We didn't do the job. So the thing is now, because you didn't do the job, you lost the art. So somehow, by circumstances, I was forced into these situations. So I don't know, giving my experience, I said, look man, it's so easy to talk to the American, to the British, to the French. If the guy will give me a chance to talk to him, you can bulldoze anybody. Whether it be a Hindu, Christian, Jew, atheist, anybody we can bulldoze if you are given the opportunity, intellectually. Not with a gun. Even if we had the laser gun. Allah says, like Rafiddin, no compassion religion. You can't use it. Disqualified. But with the intellect we can do the job. Wallah, we can do the job. But now since we didn't do the job for 1,000 years, you lost the art. Your forefathers, I don't know if you might remember, most of them Malays were tailors and carpenters and things like that. But if you don't do this tailoring for 5 years, 10 years, finish, it's gone. You can't even make a buttonhole. Do you know that? You know this buttonhole is an art to make this buttonhole. Cutting the hole is easy, but to have the thing thread right around to protect that hole from spreading, it's an art. If you didn't do the job, you say, look, your grandfather was a very, very good tailor, and your great-grandfather was a good tailor. You can't make a buttonhole, sister. What's wrong? No, you didn't do the job. So we stopped doing the job, therefore we find ourselves in this situation. Militarily, we are not a power. Compared to the West, we are nothing. But intellectually, we can give battle to them all, and win them over, make them our slaves. We can make them our slaves. Voluntarily, the person can become your slave. Once he recognizes that this is Dinul Haq, this is the right way, and when he opts for it, he will fight harder than you and I. But the thing now is we have to start in our immediate environment. I can't tell you why are the Arabs doing this, and why are the Turks doing that, and why don't the Pakistanis do that. But wherever I go, I say, now get started in your own environment. The Christian is knocking at your door in Pakistan. They are boasting they have converted more Pakistanis into Christianity since independence than in the previous 100 years of British rule. They have converted more Bangladeshis into Christianity since independence than in the previous 100 years of British rule. They have converted 15 million Indonesians into Christianity. And by the turn of the century, they want to make Indonesia a Christian nation. They have every sign that they will succeed. So the thing is now, it's about time that we in our own little environment, we start opening our mouth. Our duty is there to start in our own environment. According to our capacity, just talk and talk. And inshallah, if everybody starts waking up to the responsibility, we'll do that. We'll be able to turn the tables.
I had a complaint with a lady at work with regards to religion. Okay? And I pointed out to her all the mistakes in the Bible. But then she brings another copy to me. And on the cover, there's a man standing there with a sword, as if to say now that Islam came about as a result of the sword. And so I told her, no, this cannot be. I tried to prove myself. But now I want to answer from you now how I can give a better answer.
The insinuation that this lady you were talking about she makes is that Islam was spread at the point of the sword. And she produced a book with a picture on the cover, drawing, I suppose by hand drawing, to say man with a sword, presuming that is Mohammed, that he spread his religion at the point of the sword. That's the charge. Well, I said, look, You know, you'll find Thomas Carlyle, one of the greatest thinkers of the past century. In 1840, he delivered a series of talks on the topic, the hero and hero worship. And he chose our Nabi as his hero prophet, 1840, one of the greatest thinkers of the past century. And he defends our Nabi Kareem against this charge of the sword.